What's up guys, I'm Seth Feider and I'm going to run you through my Chatterbait setup. As far as Chatterbait setup goes, the absolute most important piece of the whole puzzle is the rod. I use a 7'4" heavy glass. It's actually a composite rod, but it's got fiberglass in it, Daiwa Tatula. I think I land more fish on it. You get a wide variety of bites on a chatterbait. Some of them are bone jarring, some of them are very subtle. And another thing, fish also have a tendency to track that bait. I get a lot of bites close to the boat when my bait's starting to rise up, so having that really soft, slow moving composite rod allows me to hook those fish that I would normally miss on a graphite rod, in my opinion. It's just super moderate. It's still heavy action rods. There's a lot of backbone there. You really got a lot of control over the fish, but just a super soft tip. Bends pretty much through the whole length of the rod. I think that's real key for a lot of things. Popping it out of the grass, I think the bait kind of hesitates a little more and springs out of there versus just getting ripped out of there like it does with a graphite rod. And then those short strikes, and then also the fish that hit it super hard. Having that soft rod allows me to kind of lean into them more versus just swinging on them and pulling the bait away from them. And I think that's real critical with a lot of moving baits. Next to the line, I throw mine on fluorocarbon. I think that pairs well with the composite rods. If you're going to use graphite, mono might be a better option for you, give you a little bit more stretch. But to me, this is my ideal setup. And then reel's a Daiwa Tatula SV 7-to-1. I know a lot of guys use a 6.3, but in my opinion, 7-1 is the right speed for me. I can slow down if I have to, and I can also fish the bait really fast. And a lot of times, a lot of those big fish that eat a chatterbait will just knock slack in it. So allowing me a little more speed to pick up on that fish and make up for the slack he's caused helps a lot, getting the hook set into him. And another thing, reeling into the bites, you'll land a lot more that way than just teeing off and setting the hook at him. If you feel one getting it, I usually just start reeling a lot faster, wait for that rod tip to just load a little bit, and then I'll pull into them. And that system works really well for me. As far as pound test goes, like I said before, I really like the 1/2 ounce jackhammer. That's my favorite one. And I'll use my line basically to dictate my diving or my depth that my chatterbait's being fished at. If I'm fishing real shallow over the top of eel grass or submerged stuff that's barely under the water, I might use 25 pound. If I'm trying to fish real deep, my bait down in 8 feet of water, 10 feet of water, I might go all the way down to 12 pound. But if I had to pick one, 17 pound, it'd be day in and day out what I throw mine on the most. But anywhere in that 25 to 12 pound range, and I'm basically using that just to control my depth. And that's my setup. That's how I like it. Everybody's got their own things they're into, but that's a system that's worked well for me, and my landing percentage is pretty much through the roof on that setup for me personally. So if you're getting into chatterbait fishing, or if you're having problems converting bites into fish on the boat or anything like that, you might want to check out this setup.